Hello and welcome to Virus Bootcamp. In this episode I'm going to be showing you how to set up the mod matrix in a way that results in complex cross modulations that you can use to create interesting rhythms with the LFOs. Now firstly you need to set up a normal modulation routing. So in this case I'm going to use LFO1 to modulate filter cutoff. Next we need to just adjust the filter cutoff itself so that the LFO's got some room to maneuver. And then on the LFO page we need to sync the LFO to a clock. So we've got a quarter note modulation now of the filter. And I'm going to set up LFO2 while I'm here. I'm going to choose a different clock value. I find it quite nice to use a factor of 2 on one LFO and a factor of 3 on the other because you get some nice cross rhythms via that. And I'm also going to use a different wave. Now you can use any combination of rhythm you like and any combination of waves you like, but you'll find that some work better than others. And in the mod matrix, I'm going to set up LFO2. Actually, I'm going to use the unipolar one for this. And I'm going to modulate this mod slot here. So I'm going to turn that down to 0 for the time. And here I select right down at the bottom of the list, we've got a load of parameters called slot 1, etc. So slot 1 amount 1 is the one I need for this, and you'll see that there's a load more beneath there, and they represent each of these destinations in the mod matrix. So now LFO2 is modulating the depth of LFO1's modulation of the filter. It's already getting fairly difficult to talk about without getting in a twist. So let's listen to what we've got. Got a nice little cross rhythm going on now. And let's take it a step further. So in slot 1 again, we're going to use LFO1 to modulate slot 2 amount 1. So now LFO1 is modulating LFO2, modulating LFO1. So we've got a nice little rhythm and a very interesting wave shape that compared to what we had with just the original modulation routing. And you should find that there's a lot of room to create variations on that by adjusting the relative settings of these assignments here, and in the LFO page try different contour shapes for the LFOs and different wave combinations and clock combinations as well. Now I've done an example patch for you where I've actually set up a very complex routing of the LFOs so that all three are modulating each other, and assigned some parameters to the soft knob so you can at least get some results straight away with this. And also try different assignments, like instead of LFO1 bipolar, try LFO1 unipolar. And all these different amounts, different combinations of those should give you different rhythms. So I hope that gives you some ideas, and I'll see you in next week's bootcamp.